Good morning, first graders. How are y'all doing today? Awesome. All right, so today's lesson will be about phonics. We'll use a little bit of our syllable lesson that we learned about yesterday, but just to start off today, I'll just be starting off with the standard lesson objective and what kind of materials I'll be providing for you guys today. So to start, the standard, which says it up here on the board. The standard is know and apply grade level phonics and word analysis skills in decoding words. Decode and encode regularly spelled one syllable words. Right, and then we have our lesson objective, which will be right here on the board. So I created that students will be able to encode and decode one syllable words and create a one syllable word from alphabet tiles that can be constructed into a sentence. So what that basically means that we will learn letter to sound relationships and put them together to spell and write out letters. And then just a few materials that we're going to need today, which says it up there on the board. So you guys will be using a laminated sound box, dry erase markers, counters, such like covers, printed letters of the alphabet, a piece of paper, and a pencil. All right, so I'll just kind of introduce the lesson, what kind of skills and strategies you guys will need for this lesson. Need to erase here. All right. So the first lesson. So I am thinking of a letter that starts with a b sound. Do any of you guys know what kind of letter starts with a b sound? Awesome job. So yep, it is the letter B. So the letter B starts with the b sound. All right. The next letter I have for you guys is a k sound. Do you guys know what kind of letter that could be? Awesome. You're right. That would be the letter C. The letter C makes the k sound. Awesome job, guys. All right. We just got two more right here. All right. So I'm thinking of a letter that makes a sound. Any guesses? Nice job. All right. So that letter is A. Letter A makes the sound. All right. And then one last one. So I am thinking of a letter that makes the t sound. You're right. Letter T makes the t sound. Awesome job, guys. All right. All right. And then I'm thinking of the word bat, right? So do you guys know how to spell the word bat? Awesome. So you guys spell the word bat, B-A-T. Bat. So if we sound out this word bat, so we have b for B, for A, and t for T. Bat. Awesome job, guys. All right. Got another word here. So I am thinking of the word cat. Do you guys know how to spell the word cat? Awesome job. All right. So cat is just like bat. So if we write bat up here, right? And then we write cat down here. The last two letters of the words are the same, right? So we're just changing the first letters here. So bat, b-a-t. And then we have cat, k-at. So we're just changing the first letter here. So instead of b-at, we're just doing k-at. Awesome job, guys. So cat is spelled C-A-T. Awesome. All right. So then we have, all right, so I have kind of a challenge for you guys here. So the next word is jump, right? So does anybody know how to spell the word jump? Awesome. So it's spelled J-U-M-P, jump. So the letter J makes J, J, J. U, M, And then P is pa, pa, pa. So if we just put the first two letters together, we have J, A, J, J. And then we put the last two together, Mp, Mp. So if we put it all together here, we have jump, jump. And again, jump is spelled J-U-M-P. Awesome job, guys. All right. All right. So at your guys' table, we will find your each of you guys' own sound box, counters, covers, and dry erase markers. So you guys will each have your own. There's enough for each student. So I'll just kind of write your guys' sound box up here. We got 3. All right. So I'm thinking of the word had. Had. Does anyone could anyone sound out the word had for me? Yep, so the first letter is H, H, H. And then that is the letter H. H, H, H. And then the second letter is, does anyone know what that is? Ah, ah, ah. Awesome, so it's an A, H, A, A. And then the last letter, D, 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 D. Awesome job, guys. Had. Awesome job. All right, and then if we put our counters on here, so just kind of makeshift counters. All right, so if we put our counters on here, we could take off, let's all take off the middle one here. What letter is this make? Ah, ah, ah. And that is the letter A. Awesome job. If we take off the letter D here, D, 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 ha, a, D, D, D. Awesome job. All right, and if we just take off the last two here, a, D, a, D, a, D, a, D. Awesome job, guys. All right. And then we will do the word run. Does anybody know how to spell the word run? Awesome job, guys. So run is spelled R-U-N. Run. Now, to put these in the boxes, we have to correctly sound these out. So does anyone know what sound R makes? R, R, R. Awesome job, guys. So R makes the sound. Does anyone know what sound the U makes? Awesome job. All right. And then our last letter here. Does anyone know what letter N makes? What sound it makes? Awesome job, everybody. So we have run here in our box. So if we put our covers on here once again, all right, let's just take off the first one here. Can everyone tell me what letter R is? Or what letter it is? Awesome job. It is the letter R. Can anyone tell me what sound it makes? Awesome job. Let's take off the middle one here. Can everyone tell me what letter this is? Awesome job. It is the letter U. Can you guys tell me what sound it makes? Awesome. So it makes a sound. Awesome job, guys. All right, take this off. We'll just do one last one. All right, very similar to the word run. Keeping the same concept going. Can anyone tell me how to spell the letter rug? Rug, the one syllable word, rug. Awesome job. It is spelled R. Does everyone know what sound that makes again? R. Awesome. And then what is the second letter, guys? The second letter is U. Ah, ah, ah. And then the last letter is G. J. Rug, g, g, g. Awesome. So then if we put our counters back on here. All right, let's take off, since we already did the first two on the last word, we will review, or the first two on the last one. We will just review the letter R here. And then the letter R makes the r sound. Awesome. And then we'll take off the last one. Can everyone tell me what letter this is? Great job, it's the letter G. Can everyone tell me what sound it makes? Awesome, g, g, g. Great job, guys. So if we take them all off, and we sound them out one box at a time, we have r, g, g, g. Awesome job, everybody. All right. All right, so now I will have you guys get into groups of 2 or 3. All right, and then you guys will each group will have the letter of alphabet, and you guys will need one piece of paper and a pencil. You guys will be exploring word changes as the letters change. So you guys could say, let's say you guys put a C together, and then you guys find A, and then T. You guys are just doing one syllable, right? Just a reminder, that's one hand clap. And then, so cat. And then you guys are just making words, and then I'll be walking around and just checking what kind of words you guys are making. And then for you guys' exit ticket, you guys will be putting one syllable words, writing down one syllable words in the sentence on paper, and I'll come around and then check your guys' paper. So for example, in the last class, one student came up with the sentence, I had a bat. I had a bat, right? And then we put a period at the end. So that was a great sentence that student came up with. All right. And then right now, like, a student has a question. The question's about, so the student came up with the word mat. So right now the student's exploring like different rule like changes. So the student came up with the word mat, and then they asked, well, what if we put an E at the end? And then E, so mate. And then I just explained, like, in the situation that the E makes, instead of the sound, it's a. And then the E is silent. So this lesson allows for students to kind of explore with different rule changes as the E is at the end. But okay, now I'm kind of like checking back around. So great job, everybody. You guys all your words and sentences are all looking amazing. Looking at what some of your guys's, I saw, I ran on the mat. Sorry for my bad handwriting. I ran on the mat. That is a great sentence that some of your classmates came up with in your guys' groups. So you guys did a fantastic job today. I hope you guys all enjoyed your guys' phonics lesson. We will review some of this more tomorrow at the beginning of class. But I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. Thank you.